Welcome to the Field of 68 After Dark's YouTube channel. We are going to be live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube and on Stadium for the entirety of the spring. But you look at someone like a Georgetown, who we heard so much about, who was unable to kind of put together the transfer class that maybe we necessarily expected. You look at a program like Villanova, who looks like they're going to lose not only Justin Moore and Eric Dixon, but Mark Armstrong has said that he's going to keep his name in the NBA draft and will not be coming back to school. You look at a program like a Syracuse, like an Arizona, like a Tennessee. Like what are these rosters that you're looking at now and you're saying to yourself, man, I don't know how they're going to be able to live up to the expectation that maybe their fan base has here. For me, Georgetown is number one on that list.
Villanova is number one because Georgetown, at least, yes, Ed Cooley, I thought he'd have more right now because obviously they've got money, but you knew they were going to have to overpay because they've been so bad for so long. And any kid that's looking at Georgetown right now, like they look at Georgetown differently than we do. Like they've had no success really to speak of in the last 10 years. So these kids think Georgetown is a terrible program, and it really hasn't been very good for a long period of time. Poverty program. Villanova, to me, Villanova's roster, you look at it and you're like, what the hell happened? Well, I guess what the hell happened was they had $3 million last year and they did nothing with it. And this is the scenario that's been brought up many times is if you've got all this money and you're asking these boosters for money, you better deliver. Because if you don't, those same boosters are going to be like, I'm done with you. And you look at this roster right now, and it is underwhelming. It looks like a roster, Rob, in which the money people said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not giving you anything else. We did this a year ago, and it failed, and we didn't get to the NCAA tournament with all these dudes. And, yeah, I'm out. I mean, look at it. Like, I like Max Shoga a lot. Like, he may be your best player. He's probably your number one option right now. The VCU transfer came from Utah State. Really nice player, but like Tyler Perkins coming from Penn. LaSalle, you beat out South Carolina for the Brickus kid. Jordan Longino's back, and it's a roster that honestly looks like an A10 roster right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the wildest part about that to me is one of the most fun teams in the NBA is literally called the Nova Knicks, right? It's literally an organization that has built their identity around three guys that won championships at Villanova, right? We saw on national television on TNT, Jalen Brunson go on there and talk shit to Kenny Smith about the banner that Villanova has for beating North Carolina in the rafters when he won a game on the road at Philadelphia, right, in the Wells Fargo Center. And the idea that a team literally called the Nova Knicks can't find that success in college or can't utilize that in a way to be able to get transfers and to get high school players and to get college
Wright
basketball
was
players.
pretty good.
Yeah, well, I know.
Wright
It's just it's wild that is what's happening right now with this program. And I don't know how they're going to be able to compete they're not going to be able to compete in the Big East. Syracuse, Arizona, Tennessee, like I think it's a little bit of a different we're talking about different degrees of concern when it comes to those programs, but like Arizona, if they don't get Caleb Love back, there's some things going on there. Like Tennessee, I don't know how you lose a star in Dalton Connect and a couple of program guys like a Jonas Adu, like a Josiah Jordan James, like a Santi Vescovi, and expect to be able to stay at the same level that you were at before. That's going to be a tough one for me to buy into this season.
I think Syracuse is really intriguing, right? In year two of the Red Autry era, they lose Judah Mintz. J.J. Starling's got to step up. They get Jair Davis from Delaware, Eddie Lampkin, a veteran big who's solid, but their roster looks okay. It looks okay. One I'll give you that, like, I think this is it. Like Leonard Hamilton at Florida State, his roster looks just about as ordinary. And remember, wasn't that long ago? How many years ago was it that Leonard had this thing rolling? And they've completely bottomed out right now. And I got to figure this is probably it for Leonard Hamilton. And I really would like him to go out the right way, but I'm not sure I see that happening.
Yeah, it's really throwing me off right now as I'm scrolling through ACC rosters and I see the Cal Golden Bears right next to the Boston College Eagles. Like, what are we doing here? I totally forgot that we're gonna have two Pac-12 teams in the ACC next season.
You're excited, aren't you?
Oh man, it's playing the game of trying to figure out who's in what conference as this season gets going on is it's just gonna be ridiculous. We also got to make sure that every single time Boston College is like playing at Cal or Cal is playing at Boston College on like a noontime tip on the ACC network, you got to fade the road team like crazy. Asking these college kids to take 6-hour road trips. BetMGM, I'm going to be taking a lot of your money this year, even more money than I took in March this past season. Thanks for watching the Field of 68 After Dark. Make sure to hit that like button.